I'm Chris Savage, and this is Savage Circuits TV. This episode of Savage Circuits TV was brought to you by Sony Creative Software. Visit them on the web at sonycreativesoftware.com. I'm Chris Savage from Savage Circuits TV. I'm here with Jeff Ledger, also known as Old Bit Collector on the forums. And Jeff is also the moderator of the propeller-powered board on Savage Circuits. And Jeff, what other websites do you run, and what are their nature?
Well, I currently run 3 different websites, the newest of which is propellerpowered.com. Propeller Powered features new and upcoming propeller projects with the idea that every time the propeller takes a step forward, we can publicize it and proudly display video and feature work from various artists. Everything from game creation, hardware creation, new ideas, new software. We'll be posting a good deal of information, pictures, photos, links from the expo up there as well.
Okay, so pretty much, and this is in a blog format, right?
That's right.
So you don't really have a forums or a website per se. It's all blog form. You can comment.
That's where Savage Circuits comes in.
Okay, so pretty much you can get that information from our website then in your message board.
Right.
Area. Okay, and now you also have
warrantyvoid.us,
and that's
which is geared with the intention of being a more general hardware hacking site. Mm-hmm. Things that wouldn't qualify generally for propellerpowered.com would be featured there. However, right now there's probably a good deal more propeller projects, propeller software, tutorials, information than anything else there right now. Hence the need for propellerpowered.com, something that focuses that.
You're going to migrate stuff over?
I'm going to probably steadily migrate from Warranty Void over to Propeller Powered.
Okay. Now, how long have you been using the propeller chip?
Well, actually, I came aboard with this in 2004. I had been using the pickaxe, and that pickaxe was really my first exposure to microcontrollers at all. And someone had posted a message that there was a Commodore 64 emulator about to be released on the propeller, and being a big retro computer head, that caught my attention. Being an old Commodore guy, mm-hmm. Found my way on this weird propeller forums place and this amazing chip. I'm still waiting for my Commodore emulator, but I really haven't looked back at the other micros since discovering this.
Now, what inspired the unofficial Propeller Expos?
Well, there's so many of us that talk in the forums on a daily basis, and I ran a quick poll a few years ago to try to determine was there any propeller heads near me, and turned up what looked like about 20 to 30 people in the tri-state area, and thought, well, it'd be a good idea. 20 or 30 people could get together, eat pizza for a day. We'd rent a room, talk about the propeller, commiserate, meet in the real. As it turns out, a good deal more than 20 people have taken an interest in that project.
So this is somewhat like the old Commodore user group meetings.
It's very much based on that focus.
So besides the unofficial Propeller Expo West, I saw UPEC and UPENE.
Yes.
So what others and where are they located?
UPEC we just wrapped up just a little more than a month ago. That is a new venue for the unofficial Propeller Expo. It's located in Ottawa, which is about an hour outside of the Chicago area. However, due to its proximity to Chicago and people's familiarity with the area, we titled that Unofficial Propeller Expo Chicagoland. We had a successful turnout. with a little more than 100 people and an excellent facility. We plan to replicate that again next year.
Okay, so what type of people would be interested in coming to the unofficial Propeller Expo?
Well, certainly those who have an interest in the propeller, those who have met others through the forums, perhaps talked to individuals and shared ideas but maybe never met in the flesh. Actually, honestly, anyone who has any interest in microcontrollers really should come to a Propeller Expo. The propeller does so much more than what a lot of the other micros are doing, and a lot of unique characteristics.
Okay, now in regards to this unofficial Propeller Expo, how did you feel about the turnout? Like, did it meet your expectations, the number of people, the kind of things that were presented?
This is the largest turnout to date. I believe including staff, I checked the count this afternoon, I believe we were around 180 plus attendees. Certainly a full house. I can't imagine fitting too many more in. We were sometimes standing room only, and that's excellent. You know, we can get in and be friendly and share ideas. And I look forward to it getting bigger. We'll find the space and make the room for future expos to expand.
What were some of the highlights of this Propeller Expo in relation to the other ones?
Well, anytime you host an expo at Parallax, that's going to Mecca. That's going to the Holy Land, where the propeller was born, where we get great Parallax products. It's very special to host it here. So outside of that, really some highlights from this year. Mike Green gave a talk today, Sunday, and many of us have wondered for a long time, you know, Mike, maybe he was a mystical character fabricated by a Parallax employee, because he's altogether too kind and answers questions without sarcasm. And so some of us wondered, maybe did Mike Green really exist? Was there anyone really like that? There is, and he gave a great speech today. Several great demos. Another highlight of this expo, there were more projects again brought to this expo than any expo so far. And that's a trend I'd like to see continue to expand.
Yeah, in regards to Mike Green, I mean, he makes my job easier on the forums, of course. And then in regards to having the expo here at Parallax, I mean, having Chip here to talk about the future of the propeller, that must have been
yes.
Good help.
That's always a big win. Another new feature we've added to the expos this time around is an online presence for those who could not attend. We did an audio video stream. We were a little raw this year. We sort of pieced this together on the fly, but we were able to broadcast out over the internet. And during Chip's presentation, for instance, we had 52 people from around the world tuned in while the rest of us were here. We averaged over the course of the 2 days, on average, about 30 people online at all times. This expo actually doesn't shut down at night. We run all the way through the night, all the way to 4, 5, 6 a.m., the tired hours, and we just keep working through. Last night, about 4 a.m., we still had 19 people online. Jeez. It was incredible.
You haven't had much sleep.
Yeah, I probably look like a raccoon. I actually don't think I've slept in about 35 hours now.
That's dedication.
As we're
right
beginning
there.
to tear down right now.
All right, just one more question for you. Based on the turnout of the previous expos and the highlights of this one and the changes and the way everything worked out, are there any changes you're looking forward to making in future unofficial propeller expos? Anything you want to do differently in the future?
Well, you know, we're amateurs. We weren't professional expo creators. This really happened by accident. Could we get a few people together? And apparently a lot of people think this is a really good idea. And so every time we do an expo, the team, walks away with some more lessons and some more insights on ways that we can improve, things that we can do even better than the last time, and we are continually striving to improve in all aspects, whether it be how the food is handled or what is served, how we handle presentations, how we handle projects. We're constantly seeking to improve and learn from each expo and continue to refine the process. So are there things I would change about how this expo went? Absolutely not. It was perfect. Have we learned some new insights for the next expo? We sure have. And we'll continue to build and make improvements as we go along.
Well, you guys did a great job, and Parallax provided a place to do it and some chairs and things like that, but the coordination from your end, of course, helped make the turnout what it was and streamlined everything, the coordination of getting people here. I noticed there was a lot of people willing to help carpool, didn't even know each other to get here.
The propeller draws a very unique, high caliber individuals. They really do. Also, I could not do this without the team of helpers that I have. As this has continued to get bigger, there's more and more I cannot do by myself. So my spouse has really kicked in to run things like registration, help with food serving, be my right-hand person, and also help with planning. Another gentleman who I've known now for about 2-3 years, his name is Brian Cartwright. He was actually invited to the very first expo as a guest to come see the propeller. He had had some experience in electronics, and I talked the propeller up, gospel up everywhere I go. And I invited him to the first expo. I said, why don't you come out and take a look at what this chip is all about? It's exciting. And he showed up, and he realized within about 15 minutes of being there that I needed a lot of help. And he pitched in, and he ran food, and he ran everything he could do to make guests happy and help make my job easier. And since then, he's become a part of the team. My son Matthew as well has become a part of the team. So this is a team effort. This isn't just something I could do all by myself. It's much bigger than that, and we'll probably need more helpers and more people to volunteer and do the things that they're good at. As we go along, and it will continue to be a success. But honestly, I tell everyone, it isn't a propeller expo until everybody shows up. When I arrive, it's just Jeff visiting Parallax, and that's a lot of fun. But until everyone arrives and you bring projects and you bring your excitement and you bring your presentations and the things that get you into the propeller, it's not really an expo. And so it's really, we're trying to keep this focused on the guests. They are the expo, not me.
All right, well, I'd like to thank you for speaking with us and letting the rest of the people out there who weren't fortunate enough to show up, what they missed, and the brains behind the operation here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Chris.
Looking forward to next year.
Appreciate that.
No problem. I'm Chris Savage, and we'll see you next time.